Alrighty, we're back with the 5-digit United States Cup, and it is another Doom weekend, a Doom Saturday night. We have 8 matches within the next 3 hours here, as you might have seen from the ping just now. 3 right now, 1 more at UTC that is likely to be rescheduled to 2 UTC, and then 3, probably soon to be 4 at 2 UTC with another one at 2:30 UTC. Very long and hectic night ahead of us, but for now, we are here on the A stream with the only Major League match of the hour. It's Illinois A versus Arizona A, and I am your host, Wes. Once again, I'm back, guys. Hello, how are we all doing? It's wonderful to be here with you guys. Nice Saturday evening. We do have the picks and bans coming in already. Easy one for Arizona. Banning first out the easy, and it's probably just going to be a hidden 3 ban to follow things up after Illinois puts their other bans in. Hardock 2 is their choice of ban. Not really liking the high or hyper precision. Makes sense. Arizona, very good mechanics team. Also, pretty RNG map if you can't be, if you're not super comfortable on the precision. Of course, if you are quite good on it, it's just gonna be double hyper precision ban. Hardock 2, Flex 1. So maybe not having some players who are super comfortable on that, feeling like it's a little too coin flippy, and yet is just a hidden 3 ban for Arizona. Usually those 2 hyper precision bans are pretty good for the higher seeds, looking to abuse a lower seed with some skill cap, especially in this round with how hard the pool is, but not going to be going for that one. We do, of course, have these teams coming into the first round of losers quarters from a couple different places. It's going to be Illinois dropping out of the winners bracket after getting swept by New Jersey A last week, 6-0. Quite a shock, maybe not such a shocking result, but definitely a strong result in terms of the impact that it makes on you as you look at it. And Arizona coming up through the losers bracket from the losers round of 16 after taking a nice 6-3 win against Oklahoma. A little bit of a seeding upset there, ever so slight, seed 25 versus 24, and here they are looking to make a bid for their best run in 5USC history and simultaneously create Illinois' worst run in the same. Arizona, historically pretty weak state, despite their strong seedings in the initial runs. Just ending up going 0-2 for the first 3 years in a row, and just last year, finding their first ever win in 5USC. Finding their second one just last week. So, gonna be looking for a third to create sort of a year-on-year upward trend for them. On the other side, though, Illinois been pretty strong year after year, even making it to a strong 7th to 8th finish in 2023. Past couple years, they've been sort of settling around that 9th to 12th semifinals finish. So usually not a team to go down this early in the tournament. And of course, they are the favorites as well. We did see the bans finish up there with the hidden 3 pick for Arizona. It's going to be a Hardock 3 first pick for them. I did also hear through the grapevine that Illinois is missing a couple players. So, a little bit interesting. It's going to be pretty rough depending on how that plays out, who exactly is missing. Of course, DVD the first, incredibly strong hidden and reading special. If he's missing, then gonna be a big gap in the reading roster, making Kiram a big tapping specialist to support their tapping and general mechanics. And from what I saw, Top Yop Nop also a bit of tapping and aim mechanics. Feel probably gonna be hurting a little bit more on missing Mega Kiram, but of course gonna be hurting a lot if you're missing any one of those 3 all-rounders. So much coverage. It's probably still doable if they're only missing one of the all-rounders plus one of the sporting players, but missing 2 all-rounders would be quite catastrophic. We do see Luxall and He's going to be accompanied by Top Nop and DVD the first, not the first player you would expect to see in for a Hard Rock 8 pick. It's going to be Zeke07, the Evergreen Perm Carry for Arizona, going to be accompanied by Burning Flare and NCL Bot for some good old Hard Rock mechanics. And yeah, this map, here we go into the first one. The song is a little bit swingy, but there's not that much actual challenging swing in this map, I would say. You can see right there opening up with a burst, but it's really just a bunch of double spam. Maybe some players will struggle with the OD10, but it is pretty simple in terms of the patterning. Very repetitive, not a lot of pattern variety to make really full use of the swing. We are seeing the first struggles, the first signs of struggle already. DV the first and Top Nop finding some early breaks here. Top Nop also all the way down below 90 accuracy, and there's gonna be Luxall falling as well. So already no FCs remaining on the side of Illinois. Arizona looking quite comfortable for themselves. And yeah, I'm a little bit surprised to not see Mega Kierman for this one. I know he's pretty good for the aim mechanics, as well as the Hard Rock. We do see first breaks coming out, and it's going to be a full team reset on the side of Arizona as well. Burning Flare continuing to find some more struggles in this first PI section. The spacing increases some back into some big reverse arrows. Catching Top Nop's recovery as well. DVD for the first, the only one to hold on to combo through that first PI, as Arizona starting to find some more struggles as this map goes on. So, yeah, this combo, a bit of a commerce section, gonna be working away at that score lead, chipping away at it, and almost gonna flip over. NCL Bop on the only, not the only recovery, but the biggest recovery at the moment for Arizona. And unfortunately, he's going to be dropping his combo as well, right in the build-up to the second Ki. It really is just a consistency test. And there we go, Burning Flare as well as DVD the first, really popping off with a 700, now 800 combo. Maybe some of the slider-heavy elements helping him out with this, is experienced on techier maps, helping with proficiency and aiming the slider jumps. And yeah, this is turning into a one-man performance already. Jeez, my goodness. 95 AC, the highest in the lobby, only matched somewhat by Zeke at a high 94, and just not able to put together combo on the side of Arizona. DV the first finally gonna be dropping his combo, but already into the final quarter of the map. There is a 100k score gap only, so it is possible to bring back as long as Arizona keeps on holding on. It's Zeke at 500 combo now with the biggest combo in the lobby, and NCL Bop's going to be dropping his, however, and it's Luxall and Top Nop to match the recovery of Burning Flare, even exceed it. Zeke really needs to hold on. I think they need something a little bit more, but we're already very quickly approaching the end of this one. Hold on, there goes Top Nop, however, and it's still 50k. DVD the first finding more struggles. 30k is the gap. Can Zeke hold on into the ending? Burning Flare as well needs to keep on matching and suppressing the recovery, the fight back from Luxall. The score on a nice edge here. 5k into the finding dying breaths, and it's gonna flip at the last moment, but there goes Burning Flare, and it's just Luxall up against Zeke in the 1v1. Zeke still holding on to the bigger combo into the ending, and 16k, 20k collapse from Illinois at the end, and I think he has done it. It was close all the way into the ending, but barely Zeke able to pull through for his team. And after so much work was done by DVD the first in the earlier parts of that map, he's not able to hold for quite long enough, and it's going to be Zeke with some nice supporting combos as well to back him up. Me narrowly taking that first point for Arizona. Maybe a quick DT2 pick. And while we are waiting, I will do a quick Bancho bot check to see which of these players are offline. Is that will just tell us who is missing. But this map is pretty hard. I mean, it is just tapping, but you really wouldn't expect to see 230 BPM 32 note streams in a quarterfinals pool. I think this is a bit of a skill cap check pick from Illinois, even if they are potentially missing some tapping players. I mean, I guess DVD kind of showed me up on that last map, showing why he's in on it over Mega Kyurem. We do see Mega Kyurem in the lobby now, so if they are missing 2 players, we've seen DVD, we've seen Luxall, we've seen TopYopNot, we've seen Mega Kyurem. We haven't seen Jay Jackson, and we also haven't seen Flamenco. So that is kind of just the worst case scenario for them if both of those players are actually missing. Missing 2 of your really strong all-rounders. And I think 2 of them are pretty good on the tapping as well. I think Flamenco is pretty good on the tapping, part of their tapping roster usually. So gonna be missing a player there, but of course they do still have Luxall to fill just fine. Mega Kyurem stepping in, their tapping specialist. He is quite well-rounded on the mechanics and can even play some hidden, as he showed in qualifiers and in RTT earlier this year. But pretty proficient on tapping is one of his strongest skill sets. And TopYopNop, the new spawn, in for his mechanics picks as well. On the other side, we do have Zeke07, of course, once again, accompanied by Polar and NCL Bop staying in again. He will be the first break in the early parts of this map, and for now, we're really just looking at the accuracy on these players to see who's really comfortable, and feeling a little bit of that pain of missing some players already. Luxall down at 90% AC. I'm sure Flamenco would have had something much higher. There he goes on the first big stream, 16 note burst. I mean, taking down his combos. Arizona still hold their, well, 2.5 way, I'll say. Some really nice accuracies, and there goes TopYopNop as well to follow. NCL Bop also down at 90% AC, but the AC doesn't matter when he's holding on to the combo like this and into the break as well. And I think those Mega Kyurem to drop his combo at the break too. Question mark in the smoke. And this is not such a great pick for Illinois already, as there's a little bit of a slow section here for Arizona to extend their lead. Of course, we're going to be seeing some much bigger streams into the ending, more 16 and even 32 note bursts at 230 BPM, but Arizona looking really comfortable here so far. Zeke, Polar, and NCL Bop all holding on some really nice combos with pretty good AC on Zeke and Polar as well, both sitting at 94. Nice and pretty. There is a little bit better AC on Mega Kyurem and TopYopNop, but it just doesn't matter when they don't have the combos here. And this is already 500,000 score for Arizona. My goodness, we're looking at a very early break point up against a, what is it, a 10 seed deficit? And, yeah, okay, yeah, Zeke and NCL Bop are going to be dropping their FCs there. FC Universe choke, but Polar still holding on, and my goodness, this is not what you expected or wanted to see for Illinois. Arizona with a quick pre-consolidated break point. The accuracy suffering a little bit on NCL Bop, but still able to combo game enough of that map. Most of that map, actually. 928 is a good bit over the halfway mark. And Polar closing out a very nice FC as well. All right.
Looks like
We do have a guest.
I'm gonna be hopping in for some casting as well. I'm doing the streaming before it was giving me some problems, but it looks like those have been sorted out now, so I can help cast.
Steve is back alive. Welcome back to the world of the living.
Happy to be here.
I know streamers working in the world of the dead, usually dead of the night in the back rooms, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
World of darkness.
It's a very interesting start to the match so far. It's looking like Illinois potentially being down 2 players is putting them in a scary position with losing their first pick here.
Yeah, definitely would have liked to have Flamenco in for that one, but I think even if they did have him in, it wouldn't have turned out so well for them, even with an FC on their replacing their lowest score still.
Yeah,
too much of a score gap to cover.
Very, very good score from Arizona there.
Yeah, incredible. 1 FC and 2 FC chokes, basically. I mean, it was more like 1 FC choke and then the Loac decent score from NCL Bob. But after such a dominant tapping win on the DT2, yeah, it does sort of make sense to just go into the Nomad 2 here.
Yeah, I mean, stick with what's working.
Yeah.
Clearly, Arizona's feeling comfortable tapping right now.
Yeah, and I kind of like how they're trying to attack this Illinois roster. You have DVD the first, so incredibly well-known and good for the reading. You're not going to pick into that. In fact, you banned away Hidden 3, probably the hardest map in the Hidden Pool this week, and the easy 1. And then you're picking into the other 2 newbies, Mega Kiram and Top Yop Knob. And you're sort of just assuming the other new guy, or, well, quote-unquote new, as in new to Major League, Luxall, of course, he captained the B team last year and now is captaining the A team. Probably don't want to pick into him, pick into the other 2 guys, pick into Mega Kiram, pick into Top Yop Knob, but they're the mechanics players. You're the mechanics team, try and abuse the mechanics weakness. It's a strategy that has already shown bore some fruit with the DT2 breakpoint. And now they're just going to press that advantage as we do see the players in the lobby already. Same roster for Arizona, same roster for Illinois. So get ready for this Nomad 2.
A little bit of trouble from Bancho, but looks like we're getting started now.
I do have to give a little bit of an asterisk about this map. It is not so stamina heavy. It might look stamina heavy to you, just looking at the map, the intro to the map there. But just the streams, it's only 192 BPM, and the streams are not that long. You're going to be seeing a lot of 9, 13, 16 notes, not a lot of 32. There'll be streams back to back, so maybe there's a little bit strain there, but it's really more about the flow aim, about the accel, decel, about knowing when to crunch your cursor and when to expand it. And already seeing a couple early breaks. There's the first major break from Mega Kiram. They're finding some more misaims on the burst as well. Not the most comfortable. It's only a very slight advantage to Arizona at the moment, however, because I think some accuracy. Actually, no, not even really struggling on the accuracy. It's pretty close, and it's just taking some time for that score difference to show itself.
Yeah, I think there was that very early mistake from Polar that's just a tiny bit pushing it towards being more equal, but the gap is starting to build up now as Mega Kiram isn't on much of a recovery, but oh
There's a
wow.
full reset. The entirety of Illinois taken down in one fell swoop. It's just Zeke to trade on a little bit of delayed break, and actually Polar does trade it back as well, but NCL Bop still holding on to a very nice FC 97 Accurate, making up for the performance in the previous DT2. Not so good at the higher BPM tapping, but quite proficient on this Nomad 2 flow aim, and he is looking to close this one out nicely. And it is already 200k, almost 300k score in the favor of Arizona as we approach the end of this map, and there it is. NCL Bop, full combo.
An incredible showing from Arizona today. They are really fighting to stay in this, showing Illinois not to underestimate the lower seeded team.
Yeah, really firing on all cylinders here, and it does look like Arizona, despite the low seeding and the high difficulty of this pool, not quite getting outscaled yet. In fact, it looks like it's Illinois who's struggling with this pool, if anything.
Yeah, and this is also interesting because, as you were saying before, this is definitely different for the tapping than like a DT2, given the drastic BPM difference. So this is showing that Arizona is looking really good all around on maybe that tapping, and I mean, coming out of the gate with Hard Rock 3, maybe just generally they're feeling really strong on mechanics. And Illinois, having banned some of the gimmick, is making this look like they need to find a different strategy here, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not too upset about the Hard Rock 2 being on, but the low AR and the Flex 1 and some of the some of the sliders, it is quite gimmicky. I don't feel like that was necessarily the best ban, especially after you see Easy 1 come out, and you know they're probably going to be banning Hidden 2. That's just the classic ban along. When you see Easy 1, you're expecting a Hidden 2 ban, right?
Yeah. And I do wonder if maybe they got a little bit concerned about their own scores on Flex 1, because I think for a large portion of the player base, it's going to be a difficult map to get a score that's super high on. But if you expect to be the higher skill cap team for that style of thing, maybe you pick it anyway.
Yeah, like that's the thing. If you're the higher seed team with higher skill cap and your scores are still not amazing on a map, maybe the map is just incredibly hard and you can use it to skill cap abuse.
Definitely.
And I think that's maybe what they should have done with that Flex 1. I've heard some stories about some really low scores on that map. It's going to be interesting to see if anyone can FC that map at all this weekend. I think we'll see a small handful still. Assuming it gets picked enough.
We do have a decent number of players in 5USC who are pretty cracked at precision.
That we certainly do. I'm looking at some of our former 5WC players from earlier this year on that one, and also some of those who succeeded in surpassing those 5WC players for placement on A team in a certain half of a state. Well, that is neither here nor there as we're looking at a Hidden 1 pick for Illinois as they look to get on the board. Finally picking into the Hidden mod. Hidden 3 banned is just probably the most gimmicky of the Hiddens this week, and just overall the most difficult high skill cap turning build. The Hidden 2, you could argue for it, but it's also super learnable as long as you have a basic comfortability with AR8 Hidden. And then you just try and memorize the ending, make a practice diff, and it definitely makes sense if Illinois is thinking that Arizona left that one up because they practiced it really hard.
Yeah, I like this pick for Arizona. Test out the waters a little bit here too.
I mean, this is Illinois' first pick, but
Illinois. Yeah.
It is kind of difficult for them to pick into their strength of Hidden with DVD because yes, there's a Hidden 1 and then there's the Hidden 2 kind of, and then you're just out of picks.
Yeah, Hidden 2 is very learnable. If Arizona is really putting in the effort here, if they have any comfort, I would definitely be worried about that.
Yeah. And I frame Arizona as a mechanics team, but it's not like they can't play gimmick at all. They had some decent gimmick scores overall. They have Mr. No Life, a Easy and No Mod 6 gimmick specialist, who is actually not going to be in for the Hidden 1, another thing he normally plays. Instead, it's going to be Takora making her first appearance in this match. And also Zeke07, of course, obviously can fill reading quite well. And I think the last gimmick player would either be NCL Bop or Takora there. Anyway, we are into the Hidden 1. It's going to be DVD the first, Luxalt and Mega Curum on the other side. Mega Curum, not necessarily Hidden main, but able to fill the skill set just fine. But we have seen him struggle on the tapping, so we'll see how he's feeling about the skill cap of this pool. This is fortunately a little bit of an easier map on compared to the others in this pool.
Yeah, other than the one diff spike, I'd say this is a very calm Hidden 1. Kind of a don't make a mistake and see if anyone on your team can hit the diff spike.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of mistakes, there's one from Luxalt missing on some of the spacing changes on the aim, some linears, hashing their cursor off. And here we go into some of the awkward aim. It's going to be Takora the first to miss, and there goes NCO Bop as well. There goes Zeke, and there's a full team reset from Arizona. And that is not good for them, considering how DVD and Mega Kirim have both held on to some nice combos through that section.
Yeah, very good recovery from Mega Kirim, making a bit of an early mistake, but holding on to kind of the first diff spike there is going to be very good for Illinois, hoping to take that second pick. Bancho, thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you, Bancho. And DVD is gone. Bancho, please.
Okay, good.
We're just waiting for everyone to catch up to him, and there we go. It does look like in the meantime, Mega Kirim has missed. We'll have to wait and see if that was just a Bancho break or a real miss. In the meantime, DVD first still holding on to the FC. No big combos on the side of Arizona. Chikori and NCO Bob just breaking earlier. And Zeke on a recover that is matched by Luxel. So this FC from DVD the first just going unmatched at the moment. 250k score and climbing. As we are slowly approaching that diff spike you mentioned earlier, Steve.
Yeah, going into this section with a 250k lead is looking very strong for Illinois because I think probably the majority of players are going to end up breaking somewhere on this. But actually hitting it really,
the first goes down.
Well. Arizona hitting this very well. NCL does drop. Zeke now dropping as well. Oh, and that's going to be all of Arizona.
Yeah, that is unfortunately. They needed Luxel to drop and Zeke to hold, but so decent recovery, managing the nerves, not making them go too hard, and is able to hold focus and hit the spike.
Drop, but I don't think that's going to be enough for Arizona.
It's 500k at the end of the map. There's no combos left, yeah. So Illinois getting their first pick on the board, getting their first point on the board. It's going to be 3-1 in Arizona, as they do have one breakpoint advantage. Just a little bit more awkward aim into the ending, but yeah, this map is done. 500k for Illinois. So going to be looking to maybe a hidden 2 in their future, maybe a Nomad 3 or Nomad 4, but some of those maps looking kind of close in the past rounds. I think Arizona even pulling out ahead on the Nomad 4s. Yeah, last round actually, pulling out ahead, just barely though.
Yeah.
It's so close. And round of 32, maybe a little bit far back to give any indication on how the teams will do. Looking even further back, all the way to qualifiers, Illinois looking notably more comfortable on the tech, a little bit less so on the Nomad 3, and of course they did have Zeke with some pop-off potential there. Round of 32, however, Arizona once again looking more comfortable than Illinois on the Nomad 4. So it does look like, if anything, maybe they would look towards alt. There is a fair bit of quote-unquote alt maps in the pool, but some of these alt maps are not as alty as others. Thinking about the Hard Rock 3 early, which has already gone the way of Arizona. They are going to be continuing to pick into mechanics once again into the ball court of Top Jap Nop and Mega Kirim. They do get to play the comfort skill set, but I mean, it has to be said. Like, I think it has to be said that they are a little bit of a step down from some of their other stronger players on the team.
Yeah.
And abusing the quote-unquote, as bad as it feels to say, the quote-unquote weak link does seem to be working for Arizona so far.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but that's just sometimes what happens. I think Arizona kind of just has to take advantage of the situation that they're given here. And picking into mechanics right now has been working for them. They are definitely switching up the skill set a little bit, but same general vibe.
Yeah, I mean, the Hard Rock 3 was also quote-unquote high AR and pretty aiming.
That's true. That's true.
Also, I think DVD won't be in for this one as well. A, it doesn't really have the same slider element, and B, it's AR 10.3, which is probably not accessible, but we do see him come into the lobby. I really did think this would be a Mega Kirim angle, but maybe he's just I mean, he has been struggling a little bit today.
I will say, as somebody who sometimes struggles a lot with 10.3, this particular map, for whatever reason, doesn't feel too bad, so there might be a little bit more potential.
I mean, yeah, it is pretty tame map as we are getting into things. On this side, of course, Zeke, Burning Flare, and Polar is your trio. Who else but Zeke and friends? Just picking out a couple guys from his team. Usually just swapping between 2 of the 3, Burning Flare, NCL Bob, and Polar for the mechanics. Whoever feels more comfortable. And once again, DVD the first, starting off with the early miss in the intro. We'll see if he goes on to hold another 1,000 combo like he did in the Hard Rock 3, but a little more doubtful this time given the higher AR and heavier just raw aim requirements. There is Polar to trade, however, a little bit delayed. And that miss might actually hurt, as it did come after a little bit of combo had built up. Here we go into the first KI. Lots of jumps, 240 BPM, 10.3 is the name of the game. And there goes DVD the first. So looks like my prediction about him might be hitting the spot, as the rest, all the other players in the lobby managed to hold through. It's just Polar who found the other miss of the lobby earlier on. It's ever so slightly for Arizona.
Definitely gonna stay close unless Polar starts to run away with the combo here. But we are seeing a lot more mistakes from DVD than Polar, so the score gap is going to start to increase a bit here as we get to the halfway point.
Yeah, I will say Zeke at 99, matching the 99 of Top Jump Knob. His big stream burst, gonna catch out Luxel's combo. And now it's Burning Flare with an unmatched FC as well. He goes down as well, though, right at the halfway point. And there goes Zeke. So it's Top Knob, the sole FC in the lobby. It's gonna be somewhat fought back by Polar's recovery here. And there goes Top Knob as well. It's chaos into the back half. Polar holding on to the reverse combo, the reverse choke. DVD the first, trying to catch up to his heels, but it's already almost a 200,000 score lead for Arizona. And this DT1 has ended up becoming quite a close affair here. As you go into the bridge section, approaching the last KI section of the map, they need Polar to break and to break soon if Illinois want to come back into this one.
Yeah, that's a really excellent recovery from Polar here. And wow, I had to open my mouth.
I mean, the score lead is almost 300k. I don't know if DVD has enough combo potential, enough score potential to bring this back in the last... I mean, there's basically only a sliver left of the map on those pie charts here, and I think he's held on for long enough, especially with the recoveries from Burning Flare and Zeke. And it does look like Arizona have held on, as there it is, securing their own point, and once again, defending their lead successfully.
Yeah, great score from Top Knob, but not quite enough.
Yeah. Seeing some really good accuracies and scores overall, but not able to quite close out an FC anywhere in this lobby.
Oh, and interestingly, it looks like most
100s from Zeke. Sorry, what was that?
I should say, interestingly, it looks like most DVD's breaks were slider breaks.
That's unfortunate, but you know, if you are not the most comfortable on 10.3, it does happen where you sort of hyper focus on the circles, on the raw aim, and then when you have to jump to a slider, your focus, you sort of relax a little too early, and like you think you got through the section, you think you got through the hard part, but no, you still got to keep focus.
Yeah, that's definitely happened to me.
Yeah. But Arizona coming up 4-1 already. Of course, the scoreline does look a little bit better for them than in reality, as they did get the first pick of the match. So Illinois gonna have a chance to bring things back to 4-2. But another break point would certainly be deadly. They are picking into the hidden 2, so picking into DVD, and I do think that is still a relatively safe pick for them.
Okay, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Hidden 2. Very strong performance on the hidden 1, picking into DVD here. I will be very curious to see how Arizona handles this. Very practicable map, but you do need baseline skills to be able to do that. We have seen some teams struggling on this, mostly in the minor league though, I think.
Yeah, we saw that earlier this morning with the SoCal C versus Indiana B, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Just check the full schedule here, and yeah, that was SoCal. Oh no, SoCal C versus Pennsylvania B. It's really sort of just the calculus show down there.
Yeah.
And
but yeah, this might be a difficult one to have a single player carry on unless the other team is struggling. So the other supporting players on Illinois are going to need to play their best as well.
yeah. Interesting, no Zeke in the lobby for Arizona. Oh no, we do see him in the lobby on the other side.
Yeah, just a little bit of
choosing which. Yeah.
Just a little bit of the classic people not being in the right slots and confusing the casters.
Yeah, a little bit of musical chairs. You know, have 4 players who can play this. But you have to pick only 3.
Yep.
On the other side, of course, it's going to be DV the first and probably Luxol, and I think it's just going to be Mega Kieran for the third. He does have baseline comfort on the Air 8 hidden, so I think he'll be fine playing this. I remember he didn't really like perfect stacks when we played back in RTT, but I think these are simple enough to where he can read them just fine.
I'd say, on sight read, this looks like it's going to be a nightmare, and then you realize it's basically, like, the same 3 variations on a pattern the entire way through.
And also, when you first play it, you keep on thinking, oh, maybe they're going to throw something evil my way, like the 5-note perfect stack is going to be a single and 2 doubles, or a double, single, double.
Yeah.
There's just none of that. It's just straight quint or straight triple, and then you move on to the next location for hit objects. As we are loading into the map, it does look like it will be Zeke. No Mr. No Life in for this one. Haven't seen him in quite a bit. I think maybe played the Precision map last week. We're still waiting for Takor to load into the map. It looks like Zeke is also having some trouble loading in as well. Thank you, Bancho.
Oh my.
But yeah, it's going to be NCL Bop, the final player to fill out the gimmick roster.
Bancho, why? Looks like that might actually have been a restart. I think.
Okay.
Sakura maybe
yeah, that looks like a
load in.
Yeah, I think that we did just get an abort there, so we will be getting back into things shortly. Takora, Zeke, NCL Bot versus Mega Kiram, Luxol, DVD. The first, looking for Illinois' second point on the board. Really don't want to give this up. That would be catastrophic. As Luxol finding some early struggles on the first opening pattern on the map as they struggle to ease into the AR8 hidden. So does NCL Bop. Quick notes about these players. Of course, we all know Zeke and NCL Bop. Mechanics all-rounder. He's also pretty strong in the tapping. We saw that on the Nomad 2 FC earlier. You see some early more struggles in the early sections. You really don't want to struggle here, as I do have to cut off the introductions short. Mega Kiram also finding an early miss for Illinois, and it's DVD, the only FC for Illinois at the moment, matched by Takora, but of course he does have that 99% accuracy, so that will be posting them quite a healthy and hefty lead for now. But Luxol also going to be trading out. It is traded out by NCL Bob and Zeke, so it's just Mega Kiram on the recovery, as the 2 FCs are battling it, but it's such an advantage for Illinois at the moment, as the accuracy is putting in so much work. Mega Kiram will finally go down, but the recovery combos for Arizona are just not there. Takura is up all on her lonesome against this 99 act from a monstrous FC from DVD at the moment. It's gonna come down to the ending section here, but there goes DVD missing on some of the awkward aim, and it's holding on! This can still go back, it's a full lobby reset, but Takura misses! And I think that 200k is just not gonna go anywhere for the rest of the map.
Yeah.
She had to hold on further into the ending, but the weird rhythms on these beeps just catching her off, and Yeah, as the song close.
Yeah.
To close, that's
very aggressive diff spike there. If DVD had missed a little bit earlier, maybe, but especially with such a big accuracy difference.
Yeah, that accuracy is disgusting.
Yeah.
9.5% difference. Is that right, or is it 8.5? Something like that. I think it's 8.5.
8.5, but still.
Yeah,
That's
don't you out that
huge.
kids? I failed myself. I broke my own rule again. What am I doing? Not even my own rule. It's just the golden rule. Do math on live broadcast. But yeah, 8.5% accuracy difference, and yeah, I mean that's just the comfort you get when you put DVD on hidden. He's pretty darn good at the mod. I'm gonna be seeing an OMOD 5 pick from Arizona as they continue to go down the tapping menu. I do like this. It's another one. I would say this is probably the easiest map of the tapping maps this week. It's just some 240 BPM bursts with a little bit of aim and a little bit of sliders here, but the sliders are pretty calm. The bursts can get a little bit long. There's a little small section with some 13 notes in a row, back to back. And it's mostly 5 notes and 9 notes. So it is pretty tame.
Yeah, I think this is mostly just a check on like how comfortable are you on this BPM.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Now that being said, you do need to be comfortable and you do need to put up something close to an FC, much more so than the other maps, especially with this map being such lower skill cap compared to the other tapping maps in the pool, namely looking at DT2 and DT3.
It is also a decent length, just shy of 3 minutes here, so potentially very punishing to make mistakes in inconveniently timed places, even if overall you do feel like you're very comfortable.
And I will say, just from playing this, it goes on for longer than you would think.
Yeah.
You did mention it's 3 minutes. That I would say that's a little bit on the longer side
Definitely.
for tapping maps. Usually you'll see them, I mean, in the DT pool, sometimes you can see them under 2 minutes, even around like a minute 40, a minute and a half. Heck, last year, DT4 in quarterfinals was just like a minute and 10 seconds of drain time after you had taken out all the breaks and stuff. So we do see some really short tapping maps in tournaments every now and then. Usually most No-Mod 5s are going to be somewhere between 2 to 2.5 minutes, but this one, almost 3 minutes, is pretty long.
Nothing insane, but definitely pushing a little bit more into that consistency territory.
Yeah. Well, we do have the rosters in again. It's going to be Burning Flare stepping out for NCL Bop as Zeke has taken his pick of the litter. Another 3-choose-2 problem. It's going to be Luxel, Mega Kirim, and Top Dropping Up once again on the other side. DVD stepping out for the tapping. And yeah, it does look like J Jackson and Flamenco are just gone. We've seen enough to call it. They're just unfortunately not able to make the match. Fortunately, the intro of this map is pretty calm. He misses, I mean, definitely very strange from Luxel, but probably not going to be making too much of a difference. Now those misses might... Yeah, so Bot fighting with a Banjo break, but Polar not quite comfy on the 1/3. 240 BPM 1/3, that is still going to be 180 BPM, so a little bit quicker than you would think, as we are starting to get into the meat and potatoes of the map, a little bit of a build-up section. Here we go into the burst. It's going to be Zeke the first to drop it, and there's more on the bottom row to follow it up. Luxel and Mega Kirim still holding onto their combos as it's just NCL Bop now on the side of Arizona. And small lead for Illinois at the moment. Femur bone slider, by the way.
Exactly. Yeah, a bit of a combo advantage for Illinois at the moment, but not too far ahead here. Polar making a recovery. Zeke making a bit more of a recovery than Top Down now so far, or I guess I should say just breaking earlier. Advantage is still for Illinois, I think, but the gap is going to remain very small here.
Yeah, and I want to say, I have to point out Luxel all the way down at 91 ACK, getting matched by Polar at 92 with Zeke up at 97. And Luxel going to be dropping this combo on the last burst before the spinner.
That is
here we go into
Potentially
the third.
catastrophic for Illinois.
Yeah, the score is gonna flip to Arizona, and we're going into the 13 burst section.
It's just potentially a lot of free combo for Arizona in that section.
Yeah, especially with those buzz sliders, that is a lot of combo as they've made it through the worst part of the map. I think they have come out of the woods onto the other side. The rest of the map should be fairly calm and clean as long as you don't miss on those slider ticks. Everyone holding on a little bit more bursts. You still have to hold, but 100k should be enough going into the ending as long as they don't have a lightning strike on their location.
Bancho.
And CL Bob with what looks to be an FC that he's going to close out, and Polar and Zeke on some very nice reverse chokes. And no NCL Bob going to be finding a miss on one of those bursts. Just a little bit of an over aim, but it matters not. Mega Kieran will close out his FC, but not enough support today. As Polar and Zeke, yes, there are a couple more big bursts here, but nowhere near enough combo density for this one, especially with supporting combos on Illinois. And point for Arizona once again as they put themselves on match point in what looks like to be a generational upset, as Arizona are in prime position to bring themselves to their best ever 5USC finish.
This is definitely a very scary spot to be in for Illinois, because I think Arizona still has mechanics picks here that they can go to. None of the mechanics really got banned, so Arizona's kind of got their pick of whichever remaining one they're comfortable with even. So even if Illinois takes their pick here, which they definitely need to do if they want any shot at pulling this back, they're also going to need to then find a way to win on another mechanics, unless Arizona just for some reason changes their strategy, which I would think would be a very bad idea.
I mean, there's DT3 left if you're looking at the aim mechanics, because they did take the win on DT1. There is still the Hard Rock one in the pool if you want the AR10 mechanics. There is the Nomad one if you just want full screen vertical jump spam. It's a little bit of aim stamina even. Not a very commonly tested skill set, just how long can you keep up those jumps for? How much strain can your aim hand endure? It's going to be the Force Mod 1, and I do think this is a pretty good pick for Illinois. They get to have DVD in on the map without stressing their support players too much, and the support players can just take whatever mods they feel more comfortable on. Probably going to be one hidden and a single Hard Rock to accompany DVD on the hidden, as this map is quite hidden favored once again. It is an alt map, so gonna be kind of close between these teams. And this is what I was referring to earlier with Illinois about, okay, you pick the hidden one, you pick the hidden two, you got your two sort of guaranteed points, we'll call them. Where do you go from here? Because the mechanics are, I think, out of the question at this point. At least the tapping. You're not picking DT3. That is an Arizona pick.
Definitely.
And you haven't really done so well on the aim either. I mean, it was close, but you're still losing out by just a little bit. You could try and coin flip it, but I think you might be better off trying to find points elsewhere. And with the tech looking pretty good for Arizona these past few rounds, it's really just the alt that's left. And the only real alt map in the pool being this Force Mod 1.
I mean, there's also no Mod 3, but
I mean, that's a bit of that's a bit of an
I don't.
That's a bit of a stretch to call that.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I don't think that would be a good pick for Illinois right now.
Yeah. And it's not like Arizona can't play alt either. They're fine. They're close on every measure of stats.
How close was the Nomad 2?
The Nomad 2 this match?
Yeah.
It was, I think it was a 5k or so difference. Let me check DMP. It was... Oh no, it was 300k. So pretty comfortable win, and also NCL Bop did get that FC.
Yeah.
Not a great pick for Illinois. I mean, I don't hate the Force Mod. I do think it is just their best pick of the remaining maps, and we do see Luxall on some hidden DVD on the hidden comforts. Gonna be looking for a really good score from him, and Top Up gonna be the hard up player to fill things out. A little bit surprised to see them in over Mega Kirim once again, but I guess they know things that I don't. On the other side, it is Zeke, of course, on the hard rock. It's actually a double hard rock here. Mechanics team things. There's Burning Flare also on the hard rock, and Takura on the lone hidden. She is supposed to be pretty good on the ulti aim control stuff as well as the tech. Bit of a 60k tech specialist player. Not really the most farmable skill set.
Yeah, I'd say this particular map on hidden, if you're comfortable with this style of aim, it's fairly chill. A little bit harder with hard rock. I'm seeing the first misses from Zeke and Tucker here.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's Arizona first to blink as Illinois still holding on to all three of their FCs. It's actually, I don't believe I mentioned it earlier, it's Top Knob on a hidden hard rock. Unfortunately, going to be missing on that square pattern, as will Luxall. So it's just DVD the first towards the end of this first PI. However, a little bit of an accuracy difference, 98% on the hidden FC as opposed to 94 on Burning Flare's hard rock is going to give Illinois a little bit of an advantage, as well as having held on for a little bit longer in that first PI. And the recovery floundering at the moment for Takura, just Zeke. But hold on, there goes DVD the first. That's a really big miss. Burning Flare will have to hold on, however, there's only 100k. The lead has not gone too far out of their hands. Burning Flare!
Gonna immediately halt the progress Arizona was making towards catching up there. A little bit of an advantage for Illinois, but there's not huge, but there's not a ton of map left. I think we need to see Arizona basically close out the whole map cleanly and Illinois to be making mistakes.
I mean, there's a little bit of a spike here as we get into this last PI section. There's DVD. Top Yop and Luxall still holding on to their combos, and I think they've done it here at this point. There's just no map left in almost 200k score. There is decent combo density in the ending, but just too big of a gap, and those misses, I fear, are just coming in a little too late.
Yeah, good
Sport is going
recovery
over
from Zeke,
quickly.
but it doesn't look like it's gonna be enough.
Yeah, no, even if Burning Flare had held the rest, it's still...
Yeah, pretty close
Still
map,
an
though.
80k gap.
Very close map. I think it was really, unfortunately, just kind of third player pulling down Arizona a little bit too much there. Otherwise, very close across the lobby.
Yeah, Takura, unfortunately, not quite enough. Going back to the qualifier stats, there was a little over 100k score difference between these teams, with Illinois taking the lead there, so it has been pretty close between them. Of course, neither team playing the No Mod 3 last round. It's a little bit of a different flavor of No Mod 3.
We immediately see the DT3.
Okay, and I mean, what else?
Yeah.
As the old chess masters like to say, you've won on every single tapping map so far, why would you not pick tapping?
Usually by a decent margin, too. This team...
Yeah.
I mean, I think this one's a little bit... This is a very fast map. I don't remember, what is it, 268?
It's I think it was 258 or 263. I don't quite remember either.
263, but it's something in that range. Very high BPM.
Yeah, around 260.
Looks like we are going to see a timeout here. I wonder if... Because I think I saw someone in chat saying, like, if they could have only pushed it back 1 hour. I wonder if they're calling a timeout and hoping that they can get another player in here.
Maybe.
That could be very interesting.
Yeah, they are almost at the hour mark, 5:55 p.m. on the West Coast. 0:55 UTC, 5 minutes away from 1 UTC. So we'll see, they'll have to try and run down the timer. If they want to run down the timer, they only have so long. It is 2 minutes.
Yeah. Definitely not enough time for somebody to really get warmed up, assuming they're actually home and ready. So
yeah, and keep in mind, Arizona only need 1 more point. If Illinois were to rely on their player coming back, it would have to be a break point here for Illinois, and then another point on their own pick, which I don't doubt they can do without the extra player. They did just win on the Force Mod 1, but it was incredibly close, and No Mod 3 might not go the same way, especially with some of the mod comfortability taken away, and maybe some mod discomfortability on certain players. We will be waiting out this timer. 258 is the BPM for this map. It's going to be some pretty high BPM finger control. We saw a lot of teams struggle around the halfway point of this map where there is a bit of an awkward spacing change. The snaps on the doubles get a little bit mean.
yeah, and I mean, this being Arizona's kind of a very late pick for them, their last pick.
Yeah.
I do wonder if maybe they weren't super happy with this one, and that's why they went back to the other ones after doing.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I would say it's like the hardest map of the tapping pool. Maybe DT2 is a bit harder, but for some players it is just easier to mash the 230 than try and play finger control at almost 260.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna depend.
Some people
on
just
the type
don't
of player.
have the. Yeah, like some people just don't have the BPM cap
Yeah.
for 260 finger control.
Oh wow!
It does look like
okay. And
getting
just
into things.
not enough time to swap out players, so this is going to be. All right, Bancho. It'd be cool if you worked for at least one map.
Yeah. We do just have the same rosters.
Yeah.
And again, Zeke and Co, the same 3-choose-2 problem for him. And who else? Actually, we're seeing DVD the first in for this one. This is a bit of a curveball, I think, for the tapping.
Yeah, I will say this one has, with its very short bursts for most of the map, you can absolutely get just players who are really comfortable on finger control still being able to put up pretty decent scores.
Yeah, like the longest burst is 5 notes or something, I think. We do see a couple early bursts, however, or little early breaks, however, from Polar, Luxol, and DVD first. So this is going to be advantage Arizona out of the gates, but there go NCO Pop and Zeke as well. Some big chain misses there into the burst and some awkward aim. It's going to be Zeke to break again going into the break. So just Polar to hold on.
I think that might give a little bit of a combo advantage to, Illinois. Mega Kieran still holding.
Mega Kieran with a very nice FC, and if I do remember thinking back to RTT, he did have some very nice BPM caps, some very nice speed scores on our team sheet, and he's holding. But here we go into the meat section, and there he goes breaking. It's Polar to hold on to the advantage for Arizona as they look to close things out 6-3. Polar goes down though, it's traded by Luxol, but there's still recoveries on the side of Arizona. NCL Bob and Zeke, now just Zeke the captain, who else but him, their evergreen all-rounder, carrying them to what is looking like their strongest finish in 5USC history. Arizona, 3 years of 0-2, finally getting their first win last year. And here in the big 2026 looking for their strongest finish ever as they take down seed 14 Illinois.
What a run.
6-3.
Arizona really wants it this year. Huge congrats to them. Phenomenally played. Showing that they are not a team that you can sleep on.
Yeah. Very strong mechanics team, must be respected, and showing what's up to the higher seed here. A seed gap of 11, but they just don't care. They have the mechanics to roll through. A little bit unfortunate for Illinois as not having their full roster here today, but they go down in their worst 5USC finish ever as Arizona move on to their best 5USC performance ever. Congratulations to Zeke, Burning Flare, NCL Bob, Polar, Mr. No Life, and Takora for this win as they move on to the losers bracket quarterfinals round 2.
All right. Yeah, very well done. That was a very tense match, seeing if Arizona could hold on to that whole time.
Yeah, but we do see the seed upset in the end, and their opponent is already waiting for them in that round 2 berth. It's going to be Virginia A sometime tomorrow. But for now, we have more matches to get to. We have one going on right now at 1 UTC. They are awaiting me, so unfortunately I will have to take my leave, Steve. Thank you so very much for joining me tonight. It's been a joy. It's been a blast. And also, of course, thank you for streaming.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming out. We will be back on a stream in an hour with another match.
Yep, don't get anywhere. Of course, we still have the B stream and C stream going on. Make sure to couch Georgia versus Stateless, I think, or Maryland. It was, I think. Yeah, you know what stream.
Just go watch.
Yeah, go catch me over there. I'll be just a moment with you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in a bit. Bye bye. All right, am I good?